Swartz of Bleacher Report, who did a trio of kind of 3-team trade proposals, Blockbuster 3-team trade proposals, one of which included the Warriors, the Bucks, and the Portland Trail Blazers, where the Warriors get Khris Middleton, give up Andrew Wiggins and Moses Moody to the Trail Blazers, and Jeremy Grant goes to the Bucks. This is an interesting one for mine because it's both, it's somewhat realistic in terms of all 3 teams agreeing to this. Now, I think Portland would have a hard time agreeing to it without any draft compensation, which is not what Swartz is included in this proposal. So I'd be surprised if Portland said yes to giving up Grant for Wiggins and Moody, unless they're really, really high on Moody and his kind of unrealized potential with the lack of playing opportunities had with Golden State. Maybe that's the case. I just don't quite see them being that high on Moody that they're willing to flip Grant for Wiggins. Obviously, they're going into a rebuilding mode, or they're still in a rebuilding mode, I should say. They have been for a couple of years already. They're going to want more. They're going to want draft compensation. I don't think they'd be willing to take on Wiggins' contract, which is shorter than Grant's. Wiggins has got 3 years left. Grant's got 4 years left. I think Grant's still certainly a better contract based on recent form, albeit they could talk themselves into giving Wiggins more opportunity in Portland and potentially getting back somewhere near his best form. I don't think that would necessarily be the case. I think his best chance of getting back to form is with the Warriors, where he's played his best throughout the course of his 10-year career so far. So I just don't see Portland doing that. I don't see them doing that without some kind of draft compensation. From a Milwaukee standpoint, I think it makes some sense where in Grant you get more of he's not a 3-and-D player as such, but more athleticism, more defensive stoutness to pair with Giannis and Dame. I think Middleton, to a degree, becomes a little bit surplus to requirements when you've got Giannis and Dame as your 2 superstars, your 2 main offensive guys who are going to have the ball in their hands a lot. Like Middleton worked really well when he was a secondary guy for Giannis. And obviously he's had a number of injury issues over the last couple of years, which has included 2 arthroscopic surgeries on both ankles this offseason. So there are genuine injury concerns around Khris Middleton, and his performances in the regular season over the last couple of years have kind of declined pretty significantly, where he's averaged 15.1 points across the last two regular seasons. Again, very interrupted by injury. And then he did have a really good 6-game first-round series against the Pacers earlier this year, where he put up nearly 25 points a game, nearly 10 rebounds, nearly 5 assists. So maybe that shows a little bit more of what he can do when he is one of the main scoring guys, because obviously Giannis was out of that series, which is exactly why, if you are the Warriors, you would have interest in Khris Middleton, because it's like, okay, this guy's not quite being utilized too effectively as the third guy in Milwaukee. Can we bring him in as a second guy in Golden State, where he can be the secondary shot creator alongside Steph, which is obviously what the Warriors desperately need. Now, you'd have to be very confident on his body going forward. He's got 3 years left on his contract as well, at over $90 million combined. So you'd have to be you'd have to do your due diligence on him and his health assessment, and being confident that you can get 60, 65 plus games out of him, and then hopefully playoff runs as well. But I can see it from a Warriors standpoint with the secondary shot creation that they need next to Steph. Very, very talented offensive player. And again, from a Milwaukee standpoint, I could understand why they would want more of a defensive presence in Grant than what Middleton can obviously offer at this point of his career with the injury issues that he's had. So I can understand it from Milwaukee and Golden State's perspective. It's just Portland. I just don't think they do it without draft compensation. I just do not see it.